326. I'll be on scene to plane login. How you want to approach this bus?
Probably says that you were here.
It's going to be down, about 4 down. .326. You still in contact with the RP? Are they inside safe? Got it. Huh? Yep, I'm charged. It's 282. Right there. No. This will be the car though. This is the car. Alright, keep an eye out for ambush. Keep an eye on this car, I believe. Any footprints going around the back? Any footprints going around? Nothing?
Back door's open, back gate's open.
Okay. Watch that side, please. Shots fired, shots fired. Officer down. Roll EMS. Stay down, boys, your hands! Pull him out, pull him out! Keep your fucking hands up! I will put you down! If you reach for anything, I will put you down! You... Stay down!
I'm down. I promise.
Keep your fucking hands up!
Sign right behind you.
Keep your fucking hands up! Keep your fucking hands up!
I promise.
I got the gun. I got the gun.
Do you have any other guns on you?
No, that's the only one.
Hold it.
Don't move.
He's on your fucking stomach.
Here, handcuff me. I'm holstered.
Don't you fucking move.
I'm holstered.
All right, get him hooked. Get him hooked. Dispatch Fort Lupton 326. Suspect down in custody. Conscious, breathing, bleeding. Need EMS. Scene's code 4. Emergent, please.
Do I go to Sarge?
Yes, I got him.
Do you have the gun?
I have the gun.
Bro, I'm crazy. I'm sorry.
You just shot an officer, man. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You understand that?
I know.
Stop talking.
I shot an officer and I'm shot too.
Huh?
Are you
I
good?
deserved it. I wish I was dead. Can I get out of the snow?
No, you can't fucking move right now.
I know. It's over. My life's over.
Yeah. Shut up. Any of the Lupton officers on scene, if you can get me a first aid kit, I'm surrendering aid. Where you hit?
In the back, lower back.
I'm gonna put you on your side.
Thank you.
Stay there. Do not move.
I won't. That's my vape. Can I hit it?
No. Do not move. We're good, man. Thank you, though.
I'm in shock, bro.
I have an ambulance coming. Do not fucking move.
Thank you. I can't move. I'm in that much shock.
You got Sarge. Back to the patrol car. He was walking.
Okay.
In the zipper compartment, there's blood clots. I got a tourniquet if you need it. I don't know where you're at.
I haven't checked him where he's hit. I'm assuming in the back.
Where do you hurt?
In the back. Right on the back right there. In the lower back. Right above
Okay.
my ass.
Lay on your belly. Let's see it. Lay straight on your belly. That way you don't gush out blood.
This is the wrong thing.
I know. I needed this though. I can't wait to go to jail. It'll serve me right.
Do you have a knife? Don't move.
I'm really
Don't
cold.
move.
I don't give a shit if you're cold.
Fuck off.
I'm gonna try to save your fucking life, even though no, you know what? Just
You need to lay down straight.
Lay down. Is the house been cleared?
it was just him. They're inside.
It's
They're
just me.
they're
I
secure.
promise.
I saw him at the front door.
Do we need a chest seal?
Hey, this is gonna hurt.
I know. Do we need a chest seal? Go for it.
I think he was running away when I shot through the
Tyson.
fence. So
Your car's blocking ambulance.
I don't think.
I should have just went home.
Yeah, it would have been a good idea.
I know.
Sorry, just okay?
Just keep breathing, look.
Okay.
Still sitting up.
It's hard.
There's one there. These are... I should have...
There's nothing up here.
Here, go blood soup on the front.
I'm not checked the front.
There's another one here. Put some pressure here now. Another DOS. Full pressure. Okay, roll towards you.
you rolling?
No exits. Let's see. There's...
Is there a back? People in the back? Could have gotten hit.
Huh? How many shots were fired?
I have no idea. I just kind of unloaded until I heard him go down.
Looks like there may be.
Where were you guys at?
Fence. Were you coming this way?
We were up front. He shot over the fence.
Okay.
Pelton went down. I took
Here.
a bunch of shots coming down. So
So there's a shell casing here.
that's his.
Okay. So just so you know, there's a shell casing there.
Okay.
Where's his gun?
I have it in my back pocket.
Let's check if we go inside the 282.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. You said earlier I met you this morning, a couple hours ago, Matthew. And is it Matt? Do you prefer Matthew or Matt?
Matt.
Matt. Okay, and I'll refer to you as Matt from this point on. So, Matt, the first thing I want to do is, do you remember me from a couple hours ago? Okay, I'll reintroduce myself. My name is John Kinney from Greeley Police Department. I'm also a detective assigned to the 19th Judicial Critical Incident Response Team. Now, when I was here a couple hours ago, I think it was about 6:40 a.m., you said that you wanted to answer the questions I had, but you wanted an attorney present. And since I left at around 6:40 this morning, I received a text message that said that you had approached the officers and said you do want to make a statement to me. Is that correct? And you want to do that without an attorney present? Okay, and what was I know that there's been a change of heart. Did anyone coerce you, threaten you, intimidate you, or tell you you have to give a statement to me? Okay, and did you approach the officers and tell them you wanted to talk to me? Is that correct?
I had the nurse do it, yes.
You asked the nurse to do it?
Yeah, I can't.
Okay, what did that, and you just said you wanted to talk to the officers or something to that extent that regarding you?
So
Okay.
I'm sitting out the window, so I had the nurse grab him.
Okay. Okay, so no one is for it. No one told you you have to do this or anything like that.
Just me.
What's that?
Just me.
Just you? Okay, so Matthew, what I want to do then is to, like I told you earlier today, I would like to ask. I have questions about this incident, and I want to ask you. One of the other parts of this is because I'm back. Is I need to advise you of your rights. Okay, and because of your condition, do you read and write the English language? Okay. What I'm going to do, I think what I'll do is I'm going to move over to the other side of the bed. This is a little different. I'm used to doing this like in interview rooms and stuff like that. I'm going to move to the other side of the bed and I can read you your rights and I'll let you read along if you'd like. You feel comfortable with that?
Yeah, I just can't write.
Okay.
Because I'm
Okay.
not writing.
That's fine. Okay, Matthew. You see that form okay?
Yeah.
That from right there is okay? So I'm going to read it to you. I want you to know that I'm not insulting your intelligence or anything like that. I read this to everyone I interview, okay? That's in custody. So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you are being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. Do you understand each of the rights I've explained to you?
Yes.
Okay. And you said you're not able to write?
I can sign it. Left.
Okay, you can sign it? Okay. Let me get my... I'll hold the back side. If you want to answer yes there, or you can just do a Y maybe. Okay, and then if you want to try to sign, I'll hold the back side again.
Not bad.
Okay, not bad for left-handed. Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to me now?
I don't have to answer everything, right?
No? I'm going to walk back to the other side. I'm going to sit on this side of the table because it's easier for me to use this to write, but I also wanted you to know that the device that I have right here is a body-worn camera. Okay, so it records everything for me. So, I want to start with a couple things, just some information about you. What is your date of birth?
September 14th of 2000.
Okay, and a phone number for you. Okay, and is that a cell phone?
Yes.
Okay,
I have no idea what happened to it, but
okay, and a home address. East 160th Avenue, please?
no, it's definitely just place.
Oh, it's the 60th place.
Yeah, so 160th Avenue is right
Okay.
to
Okay.
160th place.
And what city is that?
That's Brighton. 80603.
80603. Is that out, humor me, is that out by the new Judicial Center? Out east by I-76?
It's farther.
Farther east from there? Okay. I only asked because I grew up in Brighton, but I left there a long, long time ago. So I know Brighton well enough. So, okay. So Matt, I have a lot of questions, but in your words, can you tell me what happened tonight?
Last night,
Yeah.
went crazy. Good person, we did bad things.
So you said you went crazy?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I feel like myself.
Okay. So you didn't feel like yourself?
I was me. Should I tell you how the night happened, or
What's that?
should I tell you how the night happened?
Yeah.
I was headed home after work, and I just started driving. I just started going east.
I'm sorry?
I was going home after work, and instead of making the turn to go to work, go home, I just kept driving. I just kept going east.
Okay.
I got don't know. I probably got like 200 miles from Brighton.
So you drove about 200 miles?
Yeah, I drove a long ways.
Okay. What time did you get off of work?
6 o'clock.
Okay. And at what point, you said you just kept driving east. Do you remember what road you were on?
No, I remember I was trying to get to I-70 though,
Okay.
so I could keep going.
Okay. So at what time did you stop and turn around?
Has it been, I don't think, 8, probably 8.
Around 8?
Maybe even earlier. Maybe before 8, I don't know.
So roughly 8 o'clock, approximately?
My phone would tell you when I turned around.
Okay. Your phone will tell you?
Yeah.
You have a GPS on your phone?
Well, I got a phone call
Okay.
from my ex-girlfriend when I turned around.
So, you said someone, that phone call is when you turned around?
Yeah,
Who called you?
my ex-girlfriend.
Who's that?
Her name is.
Okay. So she called you?
Yeah, I called my best friends first, and I was angry, screaming.
Okay.
But like, I wanted to get away. I didn't want to hurt anybody. So I knew if I kept driving,
Okay.
it would eventually pass over. But I heard her voice, and I wanted the closure.
So when you heard her voice, that triggered, you want a closure, you turned around.
I just wanted it to be better.
I'm sorry?
I just wanted it to be all better. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
When you said you passed your house, or the turnoff to your house, and you said you were going east and you were just driving, and you said, earlier on you said you went crazy and you didn't feel like yourself. Why were you driving east? Was there a reason for that?
It's because driving is my passion.
It's your passion?
Yeah, I
Okay.
absolutely love cars, and I know that that's an easy way for me to get away.
Okay. Were you, and I know you said that you were driving and you didn't want to hurt anyone. And did you have was there some type of plan by driving? Were you driving east because it's your passion and it lowers your stress levels, or were you driving east because you want to hurt yourself or something different?
It lowers my stress levels. If I want to hurt,
Okay.
if I want to hurt myself, like, I don't know, probably a couple weeks back, the first time I thought about killing myself, I put the gun to my head
Okay.
in my basement. Instead of driving east, I drove west. I drove to Boulder, and that was a couple weeks before.
Okay.
And that's when I found out that driving could stop whatever I felt like.
Okay.
And it's because I never felt like people could talk to me and understand
Okay.
me.
So it's a stress release, and just a way to get away and just kind of calm yourself. Okay. So, and let me ask you, when you were driving east, and I know you said you were feeling calm and everything, did you have a gun then?
Yeah. But I don't know, I don't think about the gun, I always grew up and then
Okay.
it's just something.
Do you keep it in do you keep the gun with you at all times, or in the car, or?
No, I think a couple weeks ago I went hunting, just threw the gun in, forgot to take it out,
I'm sorry, what's that?
I'll go like hunting or shooting or whatever. It's just something I enjoy to do, you know, just go out, go hunt, go to Colorado Clays. Like, safety with a gun is my number one thing.
Okay.
I don't know how I let that get away from me.
Okay. Okay. So you had the gun with you when you went on the drive. Just so, did you intentionally put the gun in the car with you, or was it just there?
It was just there, and then I can't remember when I remembered it was there. I didn't plan on using it.
Okay.
I didn't want to use it. I don't want to go out and hurt somebody. I hate hurting people.
Okay.
That's why
So you talked to your friend. You said your best friend first, right? Who's that?
his name's
Okay. And what did you tell anything?
It's all blur what I was saying, to be honest. It's just, when it
Okay.
comes out as just pure anger, and I can't remember it.
Okay.
And I don't know, I like to black out
Okay.
when I start talking.
Okay. And so you talked to him. After you talked to him, did you continue in the eastbound travels?
Yeah,
Okay. And then you heard from your ex.
I heard from another buddy.
Who?
I heard from my other best friend.
Who was that?
That would be
Okay. Okay, so you heard from same type of conversation with him?
the same thing. I just black out, don't know what I'm saying, and
Okay.
get angry.
Okay. Now, so you heard from anyone else before you heard from your ex?
I mean, at that point, I was tired of people trying to help me, so I kind of threw the phone down until finally called me. So I don't know. There could be a lot of people who call me.
Okay. And so you threw it down and you didn't answer until your ex called you.
I didn't even answer the first time she called me.
Okay.
I had to wait till I could calm down just a
Okay.
tiny bit to get to where I wanted
Okay.
to be mentally.
You needed to calm down, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. So you calmed down and then you answered the second call?
I don't know how many times she called me.
Okay.
To be honest with you, there's probably 10 times she called me before I finally answered.
Okay.
And I answered. I felt calm. I just wanted to talk and work things out. And she said she was willing to do that, so as long as I turned around. So I turned around and I started heading back towards Brighton.
How long has she been your ex?
Probably, I don't know, like 3 months now.
3 months? Okay.
I think she broke up with me shortly after my birthday.
I'm sorry, can you say that when she broke up with you when?
Shortly after my birthday, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Okay. So you guys haven't been, so she's been your ex for 3 months, but obviously you care about her. She turned around and you wanted some closure. Okay. Has that kind of been part of what you've been struggling with a little bit?
I've been struggling with it. I've been struggling with loss my entire life.
Okay.
It's even tattooed on my arm.
What's that?
It's even tattooed. I even put a lost loved one on my arm. Tattooed there.
A lost loved one? Who did you lose?
I lost my dad when I was 8 years old to brain
Oh.
cancer.
Wow, I'm sorry for that. So you've just been struggling with a bunch of these things then. Okay. Have you seen anyone?
I went to a therapist a couple weeks ago. Really wanted to go again, to be honest with you.
Who was the therapist that you saw?
I don't know her name, but I can tell you the name of the place.
Okay, where was that?
It was, I know I can think of it. It's not coming to mind right now.
Where is the therapist located?
Brighton off Egbert and I don't know the cross street, to be honest.
So off of Egbert?
Yeah, off of Egbert. You know where the Salute Hospital is in Brighton?
Uh-huh.
It's just up the street. It's about east of there, just like a couple blocks down.
Okay. So, okay. And as you said that you don't remember, you just can't recall her name right offhand.
Yeah, I can't recall her.
But you did say her, so I'm assuming it was a female therapist.
Yeah, she
Okay,
was
awesome.
awesome.
Great. So, and that was a couple weeks, just one session?
Yeah, it was just one session. I had another one set up for the 10th of December. 10th I was supposed to go back, and it's because she was busy and couldn't get me in.
Okay. Fair enough. And when you saw her the first time, and just because you said you've been struggling and those types of things, were you prescribed any medications, or have you been taking any medications?
No, this is when I went and saw her the first time.
I'm sorry, what's that?
No, this is when I went and saw her the first time, and I don't know, things started to make sense.
It makes sense, okay. So no medication.
No medication.
Did you take any medication at all yesterday?
No, but I drank alcohol yesterday.
Yesterday, so alcohol. What kind of alcohol?
Gin.
Huh?
Gin?
Gin?
Yeah.
Okay. How much do you think you drank?
I don't remember.
Okay. Like a bottle worth, or?
Not a full bottle's worth, no.
Okay. Is the bottle that you were drinking, is it in your car, or is it?
It's in my car, yes.
Okay. Okay. What brand?
Bombay.
Okay. And drinking it while you're driving out east and driving back?
Yeah.
Okay. So, obviously you came back. What happened? What happened did you go right to I should say?
I did, and I was waiting outside for a second, thinking about actually going and talking to her, or just giving up and going home right there. And I saw pull up in his truck, and I got scared,
Okay.
and I tore out of there. And I drove to like Frederick area, and I waited for probably about like 20 minutes just to collect my thoughts.
And what?
I waited for about 20 minutes just to collect my thoughts, and then I pulled up and then I left and drove back down cul-de-sac in Ponderosa, and I was waiting there. I was waiting there in the car, deciding like whether I should call her. I texted her. I believe I texted her or I called her. And she said something about me harassing her, even though I wasn't really harassing her. And it hurt. And I just sat there and I was gonna go home. And that's when I heard the sirens coming.
So, she said something about hurting her, huh?
Yeah, she said I was harassing her.
Okay, harassing her. Sorry about that. Glad I clarified, but then that statement to you felt hurtful? Is that what you said? That it hurt?
I mean,
Huh?
yeah, it hurt, but I didn't want to do anything about it. At that point, I just kind of sat there and I was just thinking, and maybe I was going to go home. Maybe I was going to try and text her to try and get her to actually talk to me. But at that point, I didn't want to hurt anybody. I just put everything away.
So you didn't want to hurt anyone.
Yep.
Let me ask you, when you're sitting in the car at that point, and I know you said that you're trying to figure out if you want to text her, call her, you know, those types of things. You said you didn't want to hurt anyone. Where, you said you're sitting in your car?
Yeah.
In the cul-de-sac where she lives?
Yeah.
Okay. And I know you said you're in, and no one else is in the car with you?
Yep, just me.
Just you? Okay. I know you said you had the gun in the car. Where was the gun at that point?
It was in the glove box.
Okay. Okay. So what happens next?
I heard the sirens. And I panicked. And I got out and ran.
So you panicked and you ran? Okay.
I grabbed the gun for some reason. I tucked it into my waistband. I don't remember why I tucked it into
So,
my waistband.
okay. So you grabbed the gun for some reason. You don't know why. From the glove box?
Yeah. I grabbed it. I racked it. I instantly racked around into it and shoved it in my waistband, safety on. And I was just gonna start running. I was just gonna start running as fast and as far as I could, but I didn't for some reason. And I stayed.
Okay.
It,
So you said you were going to run as far as you could?
yeah. I was gonna start running across the golf course that was there. I was gonna hop the back fence, start running across the golf course, but I didn't. And I turned around and sat down next to the house.
So did you start running? Did you actually run?
I was going to for a second, but I turned around and sat down.
How far away from your car when you turned around and sat down?
Not terribly far. I mean, I don't know if my car is still parked in the same place over there or not.
What's that?
I don't know if my car is still parked in the same place over there or not.
Okay. So wasn't that far that you...
Yeah, it's not too
Okay, and you said you sat down next to a house?
Yeah, I sat down next to her house.
Oh, next to her house?
Yeah. In the, right behind the gate. I opened the back gate because I was going to run out to the golf course.
Okay.
And then I turned around as I got out into the backyard a little bit. And I just sat down next to the gate. Just scared. I was crying. I didn't know what to do.
Okay. And what about the sirens? Did they show up there?
I heard them. I just kept hearing them and hearing them and hearing them. And eventually, I think it was three police officers pulled up. I don't know how many.
Okay. So 3 police officers showed up?
Yes.
When you said 3 police officers showed up, how do you know they were police officers?
I could see their uniforms.
Okay. Did they get out of the... Did you see them get out of their police cars or anything like that?
No, but I could see the lights shining around. The red and blues.
Okay. So you said you saw their uniforms.
I saw their
And you could see their lights.
their flashlights looking around.
Okay.
Pretty sure they were holding the ARs.
They were holding AR-15s?
Yeah, I think that's what I got shot with, to be
Okay.
honest.
So you said they were holding AR-15s. Were you still sitting, like, were you still by the gate, by the house?
Yeah, I stayed by the gate.
What's that?
Yeah, I stayed by the gate.
Okay. Could they see you?
I don't think they saw me.
Okay.
I don't think they ever saw me.
Okay.
But the gate was a little bit cracked.
Okay.
One of them kind of started walking back towards me. And I knew I had that gun on me.
Okay.
And I just freaked out at that point. Lost control. Lost it all.
Okay. So you said one was walking back by you,
And he started walking.
and you
toward
said you knew you had the gun.
I knew I had the gun. I knew I was drunk. I was trespassing. It was pretty
You said you knew you were drunk?
Yeah, I was drunk.
Okay. And trespassing. Okay.
Just,
So what happened then?
that's when I blacked out. And the next thing I knew, I was on the ground with an officer's boot in the back of my head. And I was getting put in handcuffs.
Okay. So I want to go back just a little bit. So you said that one of the officers started walking up towards you, and you don't believe he saw you because of the way the gate was, or do you believe he saw you?
I don't think he saw me because they said, I think I remember hearing them say the gate was cracked a little bit. But I was right behind the gate.
Okay. Then what happened after that when you heard him say that?
Blacked out. And then it was poop in the back of my head. I was getting put in handcuffs. Kind of vaguely remember getting shot.
I'm sorry, what?
I vaguely remember what it felt like to get shot. And I
Okay.
thought, I don't know, when I got shot, it was, I remember the feeling. It was awesome. I don't know why I liked
You liked it, the feeling? You remember being shot?
I remember being shot. I
Okay.
remember turning around. And I started, I don't know why, I turned around and I stood up and turned around. I just remember hearing a gunshot. And then I kept running and I felt really warm and really good. I just dropped to my knees and fell into the snow. And then all the officers came up and surrounded me, put me in handcuffs.
Okay.
I remember one of them was putting the boot into the back of my head, keeping me down. But at that point, I was willing to cooperate.
Okay. So you said, I want to go back a little bit about what you said about you remember being shot. You heard the gunshot. Okay.
I remember just,
You said you're feeling warm?
I remember I stood up, turned around, and then I heard three really quick ones, quick bangs, and then I felt really warm in my stomach, like, and in my back. And I knew, like, I got shot, but it felt good. I don't know why it felt good. And then I hit the ground, and they came back and started to try and save me by putting pressure on it. And that's when I stopped liking it, because I started to go into shock.
Okay. Okay.
I ended up here.
Okay. Do you remember at what point you shot the officer?
I don't remember where he was when I shot him.
Do you remember squeezing the trigger?
I don't. I don't even remember the feeling.
What's that?
I don't even remember feeling the feeling of, like, squeezing the trigger. I knew I had the gun in my hand, but I don't remember pulling it up and squeezing the trigger. I remember getting shot vividly though.
So you don't remember shooting?
shot, I remember pulling the gun up, blanking, and I don't know, there was a lot of gunfire at that moment, because I was getting shot. I had shot the officer.
Okay. Do you know how many times you fired?
I believe 3. It may have been more though.
What's that?
I believe 3. It may have been more though. I shot until I saw him drop.
You shot until what?
I shot and he dropped, and then they shot and I dropped. I don't know. I don't know why I did that. I absolutely love and respect the police. I could have very easily just had a conversation and maybe walked out with a ticket.
I'm sorry?
I could have just had a conversation and probably walked out with a few tickets and charges, but I don't know what got to my head. That would break everything that I learned all my life.
Did they ever I know you said you saw them in their uniforms, so you knew you were dealing with the police because you said you saw their lights and you saw their uniforms, but you said that at that time you didn't think that they had seen you. Okay, did you ever hear anyone identify themselves as police or anything to that other than what you saw? Okay, so what you're saying is that when you shot the officer, which is ultimately what happened, I mean, we know that, okay, that you caught him off guard.
I believe I caught that officer.
What's that?
I believe I caught him off guard, yes.
Okay. And after you fired, you said there was a bunch of, you said you fired, he dropped, they fired, you dropped. Did you remember anyone giving any commands or anything yelling at you after you had fired?
Just remember, put your fucking hands up, and I had my hands up. I gave up at that point.
Okay.
I was gonna cooperate, but I cooperated as best as I could.
Okay. And at that point you had been shot already? Okay. So one of the things I guess I know you said you stood up. I know that you said at some point you stood up, and then was it after you stood up that you shot the officer, or was it?
I think I might have been sitting down when I shot the officer. I think I shot him through the gate, and maybe that's why my hand's so fucked up, because I was literally inches from the gate. I was sitting right next to it, and I could see through the cracks. And they say this is all from shrapnel. So either when the officers shot me, fucked up my hands.
Okay. So you could see through the cracks in the fence when you shot him? Okay. And then after that is you stood up, and then that's when you were shot?
Stood up, I turned around, and that's when I was shot. I don't remember what I did when I stood up.
How far did you start running at all?
I ran probably maybe 2 yards.
How far?
Maybe 2 yards. If that.
Okay. And when you were running, did you ever point the gun back at where the gate was, or towards the officer's direction?
Once I turned around, the gun wasn't anywhere in the officer's direction, but I don't remember if I stood up and I may have stood up and looked over the fence with the gun first and then turned around.
So you said you got up and you started to run, and at some point you turned around, but you didn't feel like the gun was pointing in their direction?
When I stood up first, I may have, I'm not sure, I think I looked over, I think I looked over the gate, and I remember them yelling that somebody got shot, and that somebody was down. And when I heard that, my heart like dropped, and I turned around and started running, and I wanted to go drop the gun. I dropped the gun and got shot. Well, I don't feel like they could see whether or not I had that gun, so I feel like they were justified to shoot me.
Okay. So you're saying you dropped the gun and then you were shot?
Yeah, but I think they were justified in shooting me even though I dropped the gun first.
Because you're saying that they weren't able to see where you were?
Yeah, because I'd fully turned around, I wasn't facing them at all. But it was a handgun, so
Okay.
it was very easy to conceal.
Mm-hmm.
So I turned around, I think I had the gun like right here in front of me. And I stood up, I kind of like peered over the fence with the gun in my hand. And then I turned around and I started to run, and I got shot 3 times in the back.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I understand this correctly. What you just said is that after you shot the officer, that you stood up and kind of looked over the fence, and I think you said you heard something about someone who'd been hit or something like that, that you kind of looked over the fence, and you turned around and started running, and at that point when you ran, you saw the gun in your hand. And you were then, did you hear any commands? And did the officers yell any commands at that point to you as you're running?
They didn't yell any commands, they just shot me.
Okay, so you said 3 times you were shot.
Shot
And then
3 times in the back.
What's that?
Shot 3 times
Okay.
in the back.
And then they surrendered, like you said, I remember you said there was a boot to your head, and they were telling you.
To my back, my head, I don't remember. But there was a boot on me, somebody pushed down on me.
Okay, so, and then after they came around you or whatever, surrounded you, or the boot in the back of the head and that type of stuff, you said you complied?
Yeah, I was compliant right after I had been shot. Right after I dropped the round, I didn't want to fight.
Okay.
I became compliant.
Okay. Do you remember, I think you said something about drop the gun. You remember anyone telling you to drop the gun?
I didn't hear anybody tell me to. I think they told me it after I'd already dropped it. And after it was gone, because they couldn't see me at that point.
When you were running, did you still have the gun with you?
I dropped it in the process of running. I turned around, started running, dropped it. Boom, boom, boom. And I dropped too.
So you dropped the gun as you were running.
And I remember the first command they said was, put your hands up. So that's the first thing I did. I put my hands up. and I didn't want to get shot anymore.
Okay.
I already got shot. And then they came over, rolled me over, put me in handcuffs, and started working on me.
So the put your hands up part you just said, were you on the ground when they told you to do that? Okay.
Can you hand me that chapstick right there?
Bet I can. There you go.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I'm just gonna look through my notes real quick, man. Thanks. Is there anything else that you remember that we haven't discussed? Okay, I want to walk through and make sure I understand just some of the, I want to make sure I'm not putting any words in your mouth, and make sure I kind of understand the events as you've told me. And I'm going to summarize, and if I'm wrong at any point, I want you to say, no, that you understand this wrong. And we can go through stuff. And I understand that there was the driving, and you drove out east. You ended up, because of the phone call you received from your ex, you turned around for some closure, and ultimately you end up in the cul-de-sac where she lives. And you get a text from her, or a phone call about harassing and everything else. You hear the sirens, and then at some point you sat there, and you ultimately end up in the backyard at a house next to the gate. Is that correct? And while you're in that backyard, you know that there's police officers there, because you heard the sirens, you saw their lights, and you saw 3 officers in uniform. And you said that when one of them kind of got close to the gate or whatever, you could see him through the cracks in the fence, and you shot the officer. And after you shot the officer, you heard someone, you heard them, the officers, what you're probably assuming is that someone had been shot or hit. And you looked over the fence, and that's when you started to run. You get shot 3 times. But as you're running, before you were shot is when you dropped the gun, but then you drop, and then the officers, you said there was a boot in the back of your head or your neck, and you were compliant, and you were taken into custody. And when you were on the ground is when they told you to put your hands up or out while you're on the ground, which you did, and you complied. Okay. Is that all? Is that the events as you remember them?
Sounds
Do I have a good understanding of what you remember?
pretty much exactly like how the night went.